Hi, this is Lisa from Punk Creation and welcome back to Punk's Journal Clinic. So today we're going to be looking at two more forms of binding. Now they're both sew bindings, okay, and so what you're going to need for this is a nice thick needle. I use an embroidery needle, okay, and a nice thick strong yarn, okay. Pokey tool. I found this one just on Amazon. Just a nice small pokey tool, so we need that. Need a clip, pencil, ruler, some card that you want to use for your spine, obviously your signature, and a phone book or something similar. Okay, now I have a template here and I use this template to create my spine and create where I want to put the holes into my spine. And this is really simple to do. You mark out where you want your holes to go, and I always use a 4-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've marked on here, so I'd go through this hole here with this arrow. I then would go down the back up into the book this way, down the center, and then back down this hole and then in through the middle one. It'll all become clear in a second, but that's what I use. That's my template, and that's what I use to do my spines. Okay. Now these are marked in 1/4 inch segments. All right. So what I would then do, this is a backing that you could use for your spine, and it's ever so slightly smaller, as you can see, maybe 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, just so that when the book is closed you can't see that spine. Okay, now this is a hidden sew spine, so I would then put this on there like that, wherever I want it to go. Take a foam book, and then we're just going to very easily just pierce these holes through the template and into the piece that I want to use. Okay, so you would do this all the way across. And obviously if you want your journal to have 5 signatures, you'd make sure you have 5 lines going across and that you've spaced them equally. There we go. Alright, now with your signature, now I've literally just taken some scrap bits of paper because I don't want to do I haven't thought about what signatures I want for this journal yet. Okay, now as long as, it doesn't matter the width ways, as long as it's not wider than the actual cover, which one this one is slightly, but you can sort that out once you've got all your pieces together. But it doesn't matter this way, as long as, if I show you, this piece of paper covers every single hole, because then you know it's going to be secure. If you use a doily or something, try and get it so that maybe at least 3 of the holes are being utilized in that doily, because otherwise it's just going to come out. Okay, so I've just got, as I said, I've just got some scraps here. Let's quickly mark. So I need to take off about that much. Okay. This is very rough, just to show you. So, okay. You'd find the center, get them how you want them, find the center. Okay. And we are going to place this on the back where I've put the holes. Okay, like so. Then take a pencil. I then mark on the back where I want that hole to be. I then take my signature, I turn it inside out, back in with a trusted phone book. We are then going to punch a hole through the signature at the top of where this hole is. Okay. Okay. And then if you look on the inside, you then have your holes on your spine. Okay. So we come back in with our spine piece. Excuse me. Okay. We are now going to go through the middle hole and pull our thread. Now what I then do is just take a clip and clip it down. And obviously with bigger or more papers in my signature, that wouldn't then be so floppy. I then come through this hole here. Okay. Oops. So I've just knocked over one of my statues. Okay, so we go through there and we pull it tight-ish. We are then going to go through this bottom hole in the spine piece, okay, and then through the bottom hole in the signature. Okay. And we're going to pull that tighter. We're going to go all the way across the inside or through the inside of the middle of the signature there, through the top hole there, and through the top hole in the spine piece. Again, pull it nice and taut, and then we're going to go through that hole there, just flipping it on its side just for ease. Okay, we're then just going to make sure that I've got my thread one side, my tail the other. I then take my clip off, pull it as tight as I can, and I'm going to knot it. Like so. Okay. We then cut off the excess. Now you can leave these long if you want and add charms or things to them, but I'll just cut that off nice and short to show you. So there you have your first signature sewn into your spine. Okay, then what you do the next signature, the next one in exactly the same way. So you go through this one, so I'll go that way, and then you go through the outside, down the outside and in the top one, and then you go all the way up to the end inside through this one, and then back out and then through the middle hole there. Okay, once you have all of those 4 done, you then adhere this middle part to your spine, and then what you have is a journal with sewn in signatures but a hidden spine. Okay, that's the first sewn method. The second sewn method, I'm just going to get a journal and just show you. Okay, so this is my Outlander journal. I haven't finished it yet, but the binding, the sew binding, is exactly what I've just shown you on the card, but instead of using a piece of internal card, I've taken the signature and I've sewn it, you can see, straight through this cover. Okay, and then if you can see here, I've added three signatures. Okay, and they're all various lengths and shapes and sizes and textures, because that's how I wanted my Outlander journal to be. But that's how you would do that. So it's exactly the same, but instead of using this piece of card here, you would sew it straight into the fabric. So if you can see this journal just here, I've done exactly the same method as I showed you with this card here, but instead of using card, I just use a piece of fabric. Okay, and so I attached all the signatures to this piece of green fabric here. I then adhered that to the inside of my spine. Okay, now I prefer working with the fabric, I find it a nicer finish. However, the card is easier to do because obviously it's harder and it's sturdier. Okay, so that's the two sew binding methods. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and comment, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press that notification bell to keep up with all of my bits and pieces going on in Punk's Journal Clinic, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.